It's too hot. 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 So it's too hot. Yep. So I'm sitting in Scotland and it's too hot. Everyone is just crazy with the heat. I know I am. I'm sitting in front of a fan. Absolutely wanting it to be winter. So a wee update. So on some of my previous videos, there was a sore that I had developed on my butt. Yes, I kept saying bottom of my back, but it's my butt. It was very high up on my butt, so I was trying to say it's the bottom of my back, but it was my butt. So anyway, I developed a sore, and it wasn't presenting like psoriasis, and it didn't think it was dermatomyositis. So when I'd seen my rheumatologist, I had shown it to her and said, you know, look, what is this? It's not presenting like psoriasis. Is it anything to do with dermatomyositis? You know, it's not really in a part of my body to do with dermatomyositis typically, but also showing you it because we're being immunosuppressed. You know, this thing isn't going away, and, you know, at high risk of skin cancer, these types of things. She had said she wasn't sure what it was, but send in the pictures that I'd taken. Send them in, she would show them to my original consultant and he would have a look. So she phoned me and had said, look, they'd had a look. He didn't know what it was either, but to go to my GP, and it could be that I would need a wee referral to dermatology. So anyway, I had put it off for a while. I did make an appointment with my GP. Well, it kind of cleared up and gone away, but then a patch next to it came up and went through the whole thing again, like the first one, again on my butt. So I was like, right, why does this keep happening? And it wasn't in a spot where it was like a pressure sore, because we'd thought maybe that's what it was, but the consultant had said, no, it's not in, you don't lie in your bed, and it's not in a position, a pressure point. So anyway, I did make an appointment with my GP, but leading up to the appointment with the GP, more and more neurological stuff kept happening. So I was experiencing a lot of neurological things. So for a while I was having, like, which I do still get on and off, is like speech problems. So I was getting where my like dysphagia and like my words were getting caught in my throat. It's sort of like a stutter, but not. It's weird to describe. It's weird to explain. But it was happening a lot. And the more I speak, it still happens. But it was getting really, really to the point where it was really annoying me. So I could be sitting having a conversation with someone and I just couldn't get the words out. And it was so frustrating. So it was happening more and more. More so when I was tired or stressed or, you know, too hot and stuff like that. And then I started having visual problems, which I'm still having. So I'd be walking down the hall, more so when I was walking down the darkened hallway, and then I would start seeing like the door frame next to me at the side, more side vision. They would be like glowing, sort of like glowing, and so sort of like double vision, but more glowy. And like there was one morning I had gotten up, and so I was tired, and my cat had been sick. And so I was cleaning that up, and my hand was sort of like, it was like psychedelic. It was like my hand, I was having this sort of like glowy repetition of my hand. So that was happening. So I had an appointment with someone up at the hospital for my eyes, but it was for something else. It was to check for the intracranial hypertension to see if there was any sort of inflammation in my optic nerve. So she had did all these checks and said, no, there's no inflammation. But to be honest, I've been on high-dose steroids since those checks were asked for, requested. And I did forget to ask her, you know, would that have hidden any inflammation in my optic nerve, considering I've been on such high-dose steroids, including intravenous steroids as well. Anyway, I happened to mention this visual thing, and she was like, that's not normal. So she sent me for checks urgently. So that came through, and I was seen fairly quickly within a couple of weeks. And they did lots of checks to see if my eye muscles were working, because sometimes when your eye muscles don't work at the same time, it can cause this sort of thing to happen. But they said my eye muscles were actually working really great. And the person that I'd seen that day said, you know, that's still, you shouldn't be having this. We think it's neurological. And I said, I also agree, because lots of other things are happening. So she had said, look, I really want you to be seen by ophthalmology, the consultant, who are also kind of neuro, but she doesn't know how long that will take. So I still haven't heard anything from them, but that's been a while. Anyway, in the meantime, I've been having weird neurological things happening as well. So one day, it was the 22nd of May, I got up in the morning and I had really, really intense pins and needles in my face, my hands, my knees and my feet. And it lasted until about 4:30 that afternoon. So a couple of years ago this happened, but it only happened in my face. And it was very, very, very intense. I remember I was at the cinema with my mum and it lasted for a few hours and it was very, very strong, like very intense. And I mean, I actually thought I was having a stroke when it happened. And even after the film finished, I had to sit in the car for a while, and I remember like even trying to talk, my jaw felt funny. And I had to sit in the car before I could drive home. So this has happened before, so I don't think it's anything to do with recent medications or anything that I've been on. And this happened before the Methotrexate. So there's just been lots of like things like that happening recently, that, to get back to the original thing that I was talking about, the original appointment that I'd made about the sore on my butt, I was like, no, I think I'm actually going to go and speak about this neurological stuff instead, because I've been getting a lot of pressure in my head again and a lot of really, really bad brain fog. Now, I get brain fog with all the medications I'm on, but this, I've been getting really, really bad brain fog. Like, really bad, to the point that me and my son actually joke about it, because I forget what I'm saying, you know. I mean, I've been tripping going in the car and stuff as well, and I came out my room one day and forgot where I was. Like, it's been really bad, and it's been getting really quite stressful and really distressing me at times, where I've been like, I really don't like this. I feel like I want to take my brain out and blast it under cold water. It's been really bad. And I think this is, again, because of the really, really hot weather. And I feel like this has happened a few years ago. So I do think something's going on. So I went to the doctor and told her about all this stuff instead of the sore on the butt. So she had said that we'll run some tests, more bloods, to make sure it's not a vitamin deficiency. She said, even though that wouldn't explain your speech and your visual, but we'll do it anyway and I'll get you back in like in a week. So that's what she did. She ran it, and so I seen her, and she said the only thing that kind of showed up was that you were a bit low in vitamin D. She said, but we weren't expecting to find anything. So she did lots of like the usual wee checks, you know, like follow my finger, touch your nose, touch my finger, all that kind of stuff. And then she said that what she would do is request some advice from neurology. She says they may want to see you, they may not. So I was thinking, oh, is this going to be a long drawn out thing where I'm going to have to fight to be seen by neurology? But the following day, I actually got a text message from the hospital saying, you know, this is from neurology. We have received your referral, and you have now been added to the waiting list. So that's good to know. The waiting list is going to be forever, but at least I know that I've now been added to a waiting list, and I will be seen at some point, which is good, because even in the past couple of days, I have actually started getting double vision, just a tiny bit, nothing crazy, but just like 2 nights ago, I'd gone into like just clean the walls in the bathroom with the shower, clean down because it's a wet room, and the shower dish tray thing, the edges were double vision, and that was straight on. Normally I'm just getting this kind of bit at the side vision, but this was like front on. So I was getting that a bit, and the same night when I was looking at the TV, the words on the TV were, the letters writing on the TV was double vision on the TV, which I've never normally get full on front vision. So I've started getting that, but again, it's really, really hot weather. So that's new stuff. And then yesterday I came home and I started getting like stinging nettle feelings in my arms, my legs and my feet, like my thighs and my feet, like stinging nettles. And then my hands got really red last night, like the palms of my hands were getting really itchy and red. So I was like, right, So I'm not going to lie. The doctor did ask me, is there anything that you think this could be? And I said, yes, I am pretty convinced that it's MS. Obviously, it may not be, but it wouldn't surprise me given that I'm getting every bloody autoimmune condition, it seems. So it wouldn't surprise me if it is MS. Hopefully it's not, but I do think it's worth checking it. I did have an MRI at the end of last year because of the intracranial hypertension, and they've never said, I've not actually speak to the neurologist since then. I did get a letter saying that the MRI was fine. Shh, it's okay. And they did actually request a lumbar puncture, but I had said no at the time because to hell with that, I've had one before, no. But now I think I'd actually, if they do request one, I'll be saying yes, I'm going to go for one, because I think I need to kind of get to the bottom of all this neurological stuff. So that's my thinking. My thinking is, there's a chance that this could be MS, just because there's too much things happening that's suggesting that it could be, but who knows. But anyway, at that appointment, the follow-up appointment, I did say to her, I did actually show her my butt. And I did say, listen, the reason I had come to see you in the first place was because of this thing. I do think I need to show you this because of being immunosuppressed and being at high risk of like skin cancers and stuff like that. I do think I need to show you this. I'm not worried about it, but this, it went away and then it's came back again, like close to it. And I do have these kind of purple patches elsewhere, and I'm just wondering, are these going to keep happening? So she also asked me to send in the pictures to the surgery, and she called back when she called back yesterday to say that she'd shown it to another GP and it is cellulitis. So because I'm immunosuppressed and I'm diabetic, that's what that is. So she said she's not too worried at the minute because obviously it is healed over, but if it flares again, then I've just to get back in touch and they'll nip it in the bud. So what worries me about that is I do have lots of these other patches all over my back that my rheumatologist always kind of points out. Like if they lift my shirt up to like listen to my lungs and stuff, they've always pointed out to me, which I never see because I never look at my back, but they always point out, oh, you've got like patches on your back. Is this just like scarring from your psoriasis? And I'm always like, must be. But I do know, because I was taking pictures of my butt, that I do have like lots of patches all over my butt. That I'm thinking maybe it's cellulitis that they're seeing as well then. So I shall need to flag that up, because I know that left untreated, I mean, that can go into your, it's not a great thing to have, it can go into your blood system and stuff, like can go sepsis and stuff like that. So something else to be watching out for. But I'm thinking the reason it's healed on its own is because I've been on all these high dose steroids. So that is the mystery of the sore on the butt. And who knows what's going to happen with this neurological stuff, but hopefully it is something or nothing. And what else? Methotrexate wise seems to be a bit of a methotrexate or roulette at the minute, which that's what my next blog's going to be. Some weeks, so this, I think this tomorrow will be my 6th injection. Some weeks I take it and I'm like, oh, I'm expecting to be in hell, and it's actually been okay. Last week was absolutely murder, headache wise. I mean, this is Thursday. I take my injection on the Friday. This is Thursday, and this is the first day that the pressure headache has just gone. Now, I had absolute nightmare last weekend, just pure headache the whole weekend. Migraine tablets did not touch it. Painkillers didn't touch it. It was more pressure, just horrible pain behind my eyes. But I'm thinking last week I tried to get away with just taking my folic acid like once or twice, so maybe that's what's done it. So this week I've taken it every single day. Obviously I won't take it tomorrow because it's methotrexate day, so I'm hoping tomorrow, maybe that's what's going to make tomorrow better, this weekend better. And what else was I going to say? Oh yeah, and what I've noticed is just, it's definitely messing up with my periods, because I was fairly regular and yeah, they're nowhere to be seen. So it's definitely messing up with that. But otherwise, I've had no mouth ulcers. My hair does, I mean, my hair, so when I put my hair up in a bun at the minute, like at the back here, it's like cut, it's here, and it's not been cut there. So it's definitely breaking a lot. Obviously I've got lots of weight gain, but that's the steroids. I'm down to 50 milligrams now with my steroids, which is really good. And I was at physio today, and she did all my muscle checks, and she says I'm actually doing really quite strong. It's just my quad muscles that are really, really, obviously I've got a lot of muscle wastage there, but I've been doing really well with my physio exercises. I've been doing them every day, even in this heat. I've been really putting the effort in. And it's going to be my birthday at the end of next week, so there's no point in me trying to do good things with my diet until then, because I'm all in or nothing. So I know that I'm going to be having treats and stuff for my birthday, so I'm going to wait until probably a week after probably August. I'm probably going to wait till August, and I'm going to go all in, cut out the sugar, really go really good with the treadmill again. And plus it's just too hot to be on the treadmill right now. Like this heat is absolutely horrendous. Like it's just so humid. It's not even a nice heat. It's just too humid. I'm constantly sat in front of the fan. Like you go anywhere, you're just melting. It's just miserable. It's not pleasant at all. So, which doesn't help with the headaches. It doesn't help when you've got inflammatory conditions. So yeah, Suki's wee cooling pad comes tomorrow, because she's just miserable as well. It's just too bloody hot. So yeah, that's kind of what's happening with the health at the minute. Yeah, I'm talking about you. Say hello. Say hello. Say hello. Say hi. Hello everyone. So yeah, Suki's sitting in front of the fan as well. So we're just chilling. No, we're not chilling. We're melting. But yeah, that's a health update. And I see my rheumatology, my consultant, the day before my birthday. So I see them next Friday. And I was actually going to see about not taking Methotrexate, because who wants to be in misery every weekend? Like, how's that fair? Like, I know, I mean, I don't want the arthritis. Psoriatic arthritis is horrible. It's absolutely, I can't even describe it. If you don't have it, you will never know the pain that it causes. The misery you are when your whole body is covered in the psoriasis. But the pain, oh my goodness. It's like nothing. Can't even describe it. But I've got to take an injection every Friday and just be in misery every weekend for the rest of my life. Like, I'm like, how can that be? How can that be my life? Like, I need to. So part of me's like, wants to speak to them and say, do I really need to be taking this Methotrexate? Is there something else? But then maybe I'm like, maybe it's because of the heat isn't helping. Maybe it's because I wasn't taking my folic acid. Like, maybe just hang in there, because this isn't even the full dose yet. So maybe I just need to hang in there a wee bit longer. Maybe it'll get better in the winter. But I'm not taking it next weekend, because it is my birthday, and my daughter's taking me out for my birthday dinner on the Saturday, and then on the Sunday I'm going to visit my other daughter to spend time with her. So I am not taking Methotrexate on the Friday, or I will not be able to do either of those things. So I will be withholding it next week. That'll be done. So anyway, whatever you do today, I hope you get to spend your spoons on something fun. Bye.